Hello and welcome to Action Theater. Look, welcome to June. James Bond, June. Today's feature is Moonraker from 1978. 78? Did I say so? Yeah, 79 or 7. I think it's from 78. It's one of those. Starring Roger Moore. With me as trusty sidekick, Deleted Scenes. Hello, Deleted.
Chris. Good afternoon to everyone out there watching. I am Deleted Scenes, trusty sidekick, amiable zany, and I have been pulled in through the fourth wall, once a fan, now co-host of Action Theater. And as Bill said, today's movie is Roger Moore as 007 in Moonraker from 1979. In this case, Bond is tasked to investigate the theft in space of the space shuttle. Little far out, I know, and but it is a Bond film, and this is back when Bond movies were fun. And this is I know a lot of people say once you bring a franchise into space, Jason X, Leprechaun in space. I get it. I know. People think, okay, you have completely jumped the shark. But, dude, it's James Bond. Of course he's going to go up into space. Who are you going to call? We didn't have the Ghostbusters yet, so...
Yeah.
Also, this will be our opportunity to clear up something about this film that's become a bit of a controversy in our circles. And that's whether or not that Dolly chick has braces or not. So, folks, we are going to find out today. I do want to remind everybody, of course, that due to YouTube's copyright guidelines, shall we say, we are not able to show this film because we do not want MI6 to send Bond after us. We want Bond to like us. We do not want to be sued by the studio.
Yeah.
Or Roger Moore's estate, or whoever may feel the need to do so.
At this date, it would be MGM. Well, it used to was MGM, but Amazon owns MGM now, so
Yeah,
we don't want Amazon
we
to
got to
come
be a
after
little
us.
careful.
I'm sorry, sir. You ordered what?
So we are showing you this movie live on Cosme. Of course, if you have your own copy, you can follow along that way. And of course, hey, I would assume that along with most of the other James Bond films, this is going to be on Amazon, I would think. So you can follow along that way as well if you wish to do so. But if you are with us, of course, live, the Cosme link should be pinned to the top of both chats. Please feel free to join us there. And of course, we are simulcasting, so please hit the like on both channels. Share out the stream. Let everybody know that we are on. Back at our regular time here, Thursdays at 4:30. So yeah, and of course, both of our channels have memberships now. So if you would like to become a member of the channel and get all the fun little perks of being one of our loyal subscribers, now is the perfect time. And of course, here is one right now. Faithful Blue Wrench channel member the Bird Woman of YouTube. Watch out for her channel, Fluff Chick Productions. Connie Cleary.
And all those are next. We know you're there. You don't have to engage, but good to see you and enjoy. That link is posted at the top of our chat. So, without further ado, ladies and girls, let's get License to Kill on.
Later. The film is rated PG. Runtime is 2 hours and 6 minutes. MGM logo.
We have the Moonraker space shuttle on top of the 747. Well, there goes that 747.
Flamage!
Oh shit! He shot the cabin.
Aikiba.
Wait, Oh, good, John. Richard Keel. The Avatar I'm spotting today. This Point Break prequel is weird, right? I'll just take your pack.
Oh no, he got into a life or death battle against James Bond. Well, he should have hung on to his parachute. Meanwhile, his associate Jaws has arrived on the scene.
Oopsies. Better pull that reserve. That's it. Flap your arms like a birdie. Flap your arms like a birdie. It's okay, everybody. Jaws is okay. Albert R. Bacoli presents.
I was going to go Goldfinger. Then I remembered, oh, wait, Shirley Bassey does this one too. It's no joke. Okay.
Good morning. Good morning to our friend across from across the pond. Hello, Liz Armstrong. Lizzie Armstrong. Top of the morning to you. Happy Friday. If it's morning for you, it's got to be Friday. Yes, you were many hours into the future. Well, we're in some holding pattern in the past. Found anything yet? We ain't found shit. If I play that clip, we'd be demonetized in an instant. Here we are at LAX. Uh-oh. Good to see you, Lizzie. Top of the morning to you.
Yeah, nice catch. Keep forgetting to do that.
Who knew? Who knew? Who knew that James Bond Moonraker was a precursor to Elon Musk?
Hmm.
Privateering the space race.
John Houseman.
What? What?
Shirley Bassey, yes, Lizzie.
Here you meet the villain.
Drax, played by Michael Lonsdale. Might remember from the original, and as far as I'm concerned, still only Day of the Jackal. And of course, Ronin later on with Robert De Niro and Jean Reno. Okay. I'll leave that one alone.
What were you going to say? Inquiring minds want to know.
Oh, never. Ah, okay. Well, she hasn't yet. Hmm. Hey, word.
No, we don't.
Exciting. This broadcast news prequel is weird. Mm, mm. Sorry.
You got a frog in your throat?
He wasn't 70 yet, but he was getting there. Oh, that's what you think. My face isn't coming out yet. My skull. Oh. Mm.
Uh, I like to see Katy Perry put that to that many G's. She never handled the pressure. I can feel my skull going into my nose. Oopsies.
What's wrong with me? I'm not a
We had
pilot. I was in the Navy. Dr. Goodhead, what is the meaning of this? Okay.
oh, Mr. Bond. You're a little bit hot-headed. My head feels like it got left on Mars.
Sweet. Mitchell. I'd just like to explain that Mr. Bond does not speak for all of us. Or maybe he does. Okay. Draw me like one of your French girls. Oh, wait. something that had to do with cucumber sandwiches. I can't go into it. Well played. Wow, Cato over here. Hmm. Well, I already did the entering part, so now I got to do the breaking part. You have, of course, now just set off the timer. Why, thank you. Like, oh, right, she was talking to him. Sorry. Hmm. That's some straight up spy shit right there. Clearly didn't mind the spying part.
First wave. Second, second wave. Huh. First wave. Second wave. Right, right. It's playing 2001 Space Odyssey.
Hello to Emoji Queen, Lady Mist.
Hello, Lady Miss.
He found it on his own. Oof, this is gonna be gnarly.
Whoa, dude. Get Game of Thrones like flashback, man. Like this is so similar to a Game of Thrones episode.
Not sure she deserves that. Oh, got another one killed, did we, James? Well, miss, we haven't gotten you killed yet, but I'm sure we're getting to it. She's still a psychopath. By Dr. Goodhead. Fancy seeing you here.
That's just for
Spoiler. Yeah.
6,355. Go ahead.
Spoiler alert, I have not seen this movie in many years, so this is almost practically a first watch. Little fuzzy on the details of this one. Simon Templar. Oh, wait. Oh, that was for 009. Oh, okay.
Low bridge. It's okay. There's plenty of dead bodies beneath the city. Uh-oh. Oh, they're sinking. Why does it look like the American flag? It's an American gondola. It's a hoverboat. You are no Michelangelo
Uh,
or Pablo Picasso.
Jeez. These guys are not exactly looking competent right at the moment.
No.
Look, with this hat, I'm Italian.
Hey, they're playing that Close Encounters. Dude,
Okay.
I wonder how they worked that in. It's the first and only thing I ever learned how to play on the piano. I still know how to play it on the piano.
I used to be able to play Old MacDonald, but I haven't been around the piano in so long. I don't know if I could still do it. Did we do that?
What? Our current timestamp is 46 minutes and 59 seconds. Ah, rats. Wait a minute. This ain't that film. Bad humor, I know. Damn you, Kato!
It are. Asians being thrown through glass. I've come to the right place. Asians throwing guys through glass. I have still come to the right place. Step back, Bonsan. Step back. My name isn't sad. Dr. Goodhead, good evening. Again. And that would be lighter, Felix lighter. Although she's much better looking than Felix. Oh, 3 out of 4 ain't bad. No, no, no. You were not in a night porter. That was Charlotte Rampling. Yeah. Hell up. Oh. Amanda read obvious over here. Okay, you can stay. Brazil. No. Oh, that can't be good. Roz, put her down. Hakiba. Like, how many times do I have to kill you? Okay. If they did this now, they would have had her clean the floor with Jaws, you know? Oh, hello. Ah, he's going to chew through the cables, isn't he? Oh, that works too. Dude, I was kidding. Oh. Oh, okay. Hakiba. Right. Hey, you dirty rat. You shot my brother in the back. Hey, keep up. Oh, it's okay. Oh, ow. Ow. Damn. Okay, jeez. It's the point.
Ouch.
Think I'll break through that. Don't think to go that fast. I'm sorry. Was that fast enough for you? Ladies and gentlemen, Richard Keel will now perform Wagon Wheel. Okay. Oh, here we go.
People for years and years say this. She had she too, but nope. Yeah, she's succeeding.
Buckle up, kids. This is where it starts to get weird. Okay. Hi,
Ow!
Kiba.
My head.
Well, that went well. Hmm. It was handy. Judo chop. Shit. Later.
No time for hanky panky.
No, not right now. Fight. Get away first.
Notice the advertisement for Seiko watches.
How? I think you got him.
We'll take more care of you. Anyway, I'm back at the Ponderosa. It's the man with no name.
It's the Magnificent Seven music.
Oh, yeah. Donde es Requiem? Bring out your dead. Bring out your dead.
I'm not dead. Jeez. Money penny. Don't get smart with me, 007. Damn, Q. Oh,
laser beams. I want
sharks
with laser beams.
Wild Orchid prequel's weird. Also, this adaptation prequel's weird.
Hey, hello, welcome, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. And happy Thursday, everybody.
Don't go thanking me, Lizzie. This was all Bill's idea. I'm along for the ride. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. JPRPH1 has joined us. Thank you, sir. Oh, look out. Damn, this happened fast. Almost like they knew he was coming or something.
Whoa! They should have been minding their business. Torpedo away! It's a heat-seeking torpedo. Whoa! This Carlson Ford commercial is strange. Uzi 9mm.
I'll take the phased plasma rifle at 40-watt range. Yes, what'd you see, pal?
You know, crazy, he's nuts.
He was just like, oh, come on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shit. Alarm! And overboard.
For a 7'2" fella, Richard Kiel so good at comedy.
Rough landing there, James?
It's not your average day giant. He used to call it jolly good giant.
They had found Shangri-La. This whole thing's starting to look vaguely familiar here, Connie. Think we've seen this movie before? And this Carry On Jungle spinoff is weird. No! We now return to Anaconda, already in progress. Hmm? Don't. He'll just do this the whole picture.
What?
Well, there's only one thing left for you to do now, Drax. Very simply tell him everything about your plan and where you will be for the next 20 minutes. Two. 84. 52.
Welcome to Big Lebowski.
Hello, the Big Al presents.
You owe me a rug, Big Lebowski. It really tied the room together.
I don't think they want to be there. Moose. Guys, this is going to be noticeable. All right, gentlemen, you will not be going to space today.
My God, it looks like a giant hot dog. Our current time stamp is 1 hour, 37 minutes, 45 seconds.
We've basically reached our third act here. Watching Moonraker. I hope everyone is enjoying the show. Of course, be a trivia section after the movie.
Oh no, there goes the bloody universe.
Jaws is like, wait, what? You. Mhm. Walter Gotell, of course, who shows up in several more Bond films after this.
Yep.
Including For Your Eyes Only, which we're going to be watching here later on in the month.
Hail FKHG 2005. Sometimes known as Shimmer.
We're in the third act of Moonraker. Cosme link at the top of the chat, of course. Also, as usual, watch along with their own copy or buy or rent it off of Amazon. Whoops. Why do you keep thinking that will work? Oh, okay, that might have worked. Impossible. I have Mystic Radar. Way ahead of you, Tim. Mm. Tim said, I've seen this movie, and it's called World War II. Also, of course, thank you for the super chat. Does he? And I think Jaws has decided he's going his own way. Mm. It just went all ego on him. Yes, he did. Spelliamus. Ow! Oh, that had to hurt. Yep. Oh, darn. The part where we emergency stop, let's not do that again. Okay. Yes, folks. This is happening.
Laser beams. It's a Star Wars.
And the goofy meter has gone to 11. Oh. Remini. Since it's the prequel to Special Bulletin, then they're all hit Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, yeah, that did not go well. uh, aw. Hey. Eh. So we would say, watch out for snakes. Yeah. Oh, that's, yeah, but how are they going to get out? Oh, that's too bad. It was a nice model. Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to hear it either. Yes. Switching to manual. Mm. Oh, 007. Say.
Moonraker. There you have it. Moonraker. You're welcome, Lady Miss. It's our pleasure.
Shall I consult the scrolls?
You may consult the scrolls.
All right. Moonraker was released June 29th, 1979. Approximate budget of 34 million, going on to gross 210 million worldwide. Was nominated for Best Visual Effects at the Academy Awards. Was nominated for 3 Saturn Awards for Best Science Fiction Film, Best Special Effects, and Supporting Actor for Richard Kiel. And Roger Moore was nominated for as a Best International Actor at the Jupiter Awards. Winner of the Golden Screen at Golden Screen Germany Awards. Won a 2004 Satellite Award for Best didn't win, was nominated at the Satellite Awards for the Golden Satellite Award for Best classic DVD release for the James Bond DVD collection, volumes 2 and 3. And was nominated this year for the International Film Music Critics Award for Best Archival Release. All right. Filming locations. There were 93 of them, so I'm going to narrow this down.
My.
Mariana, Minas Gerais, Brazil. Space, according to credits. Pope Valley, California. Napa, California, to Piazza San Marco, Venice. Copacabana Beach, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. That is it. No. Sorry. Rio de Janeiro, de Janeiro again. St. Nicolo Enclave, Venice. The Paris 3 Studios in France. The Carazanico Dosdoro in Venice. Venice Canals. 5th floor, St. George's Pompidou. Paris 4, Paris, France. Of course, the 007 stage at Pinewood Studios. Argentina for the waterfall scene. Oh, and also someplace called the Atlantic Ocean. I understand it's big, it's blue, and it's got a lot of fish in it. Let's see, Charles de Gaulle Airport. The opening aerial scenes filmed in California. Campo San Polo, Venice. Cape Canaveral, Florida. Woohoo! St. George's Pump. Okay, we did that already. The Chateau de Garmontes, Saint-Marne, France. Chateau de Vaux-le-Vicomte. The clock tower, Torre del Orologio, St. Mark's Square, Venice. Let's see, the Gritty Palace Hotel in Venice. Gumari Beach, Rio. The Hippodrome de la Champ, Route des Tribunes, and a bunch of other French stuff in Paris. The Gazoo National Park, Kennedy Space Center, Lido, Venice, London, England, the Los Angeles International Airport, Mojave Desert, Napa Valley, Palmdale, California, Palos Verdes Peninsula, Parana River in Argentina, and Brazil. Okay. And Paraguay. Okay. I guess there's a place where that river converges onto 3 countries, whatever. Moving on. More places in France. Rio de Janeiro. They really could have narrowed this down, but they didn't. So we're moving on. All right, trivia. There are 196 trivia items. Obviously, we are not going to do all of them right now. So I'm just going to read a few of these off. And then, of course, you can find all of these on IMDb Pro. Lois Chills, who played Holly Goodhead, Dr. Holly Goodhead, had originally, Dr. Lady, okay, had originally been offered the role of Anya in The Spy Who Loved Me, but turned down the part when she decided to take temporary retirement. She got the role of Holly Goodhead by chance when she was given a seat next to director Lewis Gilbert on a flight. Some portions of the Moonraker assembly plant were filmed on location at the Rockwell International Manufacturing Facilities in Palmdale, California, and at the Vehicle Assembly Building in Cape Canaveral, Florida. Producer Albert R. Broccoli called Steven Spielberg requesting permission to use the indelible five-note leitmotif from The Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Broccoli wanted to use it as the entry code for an electronic laboratory door lock in a scene in this movie. Several years later, Spielberg called Broccoli requesting permission to use the 007 theme for a scene in a movie he was producing entitled The Goonies. Broccoli pointed out that there were more than 5 notes in the 007 theme music. Spielberg suspected the producer's tongue was firmly planted in his cheek and continued to barter. He was right. The Steven Spielberg and Albert Broccoli connection has another twist. Spielberg expressed an interest in directing a Bond movie while in negotiations with Broccoli until George Lucas offered him the script for Raiders of the Lost Ark. All right. In his original novel, Ian Fleming described Drax as a Lonsdale figure. 24 years later, after James Mason, Stuart Granger, and Louis Jourdan are rejected for the part, Drax was portrayed in this movie by Michael Lonsdale. Jourdan played Camille Khan in Octopussy. In 1955, John Payne negotiated and purchased the rights for an option to Moonraker, paying $1,000 a month option for 9 months. Payne was the first person in Hollywood interested in making the James Bond novels into a film franchise. Apparently, he eventually gave up the option when he learned he couldn't obtain the rights to the entire 007 series. Also, there were allegedly transatlantic problems between the U.S. and English agents of James Bond creator Ian Fleming. In 1955 to 1956, the J. Arthur Rank organization via Ian Hunter bought an advance option from Fleming to the novel Moonraker. Fleming stipulated the £1,000 for an advance option and £10,000 for the movie rights. The J. Arthur Rank organization did not develop the material further. In spring 1959, the J. Arthur Rank organization sold them back to Fleming. Harry Saltzman obtained the rights to the James Bond novels in 1960 to 61, and Moonraker was included in the package. Saltzman went into partnership with Albert R. Broccoli to produce the James Bond movies. This is the only filmed version of the Ian Fleming novel Moonraker. There was a plan in 1956 to film it, but this came to nothing. In 1956, the movie was reported to have been discovered in 2004, but this was an April Fool's Day hoax. In the joke, Sir Dirk Beauregard was James Bond. Orson Welles was Hugo Drax, and Peter Lorre was one of his henchmen. A South African radio dramatization in 1956 to 57 featured Rob Honest as the voice of James Bond. Honest was technically the second actor to play James Bond in audiovisual media and the first to play him on the radio. This was the highest grossing Bond film for 16 years until surpassed by GoldenEye, longer than any other film in the franchise. The second longest is Skyfall, which has remained the highest grossing as of 2025, 13 years. The third longest is Thunderball, which was the highest grossing for 8 years until surpassed by Live and Let Die. The novel and the movie are two entirely different stories that have nothing in common, except when James Bond and Dr. Goodhead are left under the rocket engine to get killed by Drax. To make sure people didn't confuse the novelization of this movie with the original Ian Fleming novel, the novelization's title was James Bond in Moonraker. The Bond girl character named Gala Brand from the original Ian Fleming novel was not used for the movie, and neither was the name of the assistant villain, Willie Krebs. For a while, one of the Bond girls in Die Another Day was going to be called Gala Brand. Several story elements of Die Another Day and GoldenEye are derived from Moonraker, but her character name was eventually changed to Miranda Frost. Real lasers were used in assisting with the creation of the special effects in the movie. The fight scene between James Bond and Chang in the Venetian glass showroom was originally intended to appear in the previous James Bond movie, The Spy Who Loved Me, where it was to take place in the mummy room of the Cairo Museum of Antiquities. Nepal and India were considered as locations for this movie, and the latter would become one in Octopussy. A moonraker has two dictionary definitions. It is a synonym for a moon sail, which is the highest sail of a ship. It is also the term for from a Wiltshire folk story, where smugglers trying to hide contraband pretend to rake the water in a pond so as to catch the reflection of the moon. It is sometimes used to refer to a man of extreme ambition, which could apply to either Bond or Drax. Moonraker was the third James Bond novel written by Ian Fleming. It was published on April 7th, 1955. Many suggested and working titles existed for this novel. These included The Moonraker, Mondays Are Hell, The Moonraker's Sense, The Infernal Machine, The Moonraker's Secret, Inhuman Element, Wide of the Mark, The Moonraker Plan, Hell is Here, Bond and The Moonraker Plot, and Too Hot to Handle, the latter being the retitle of the novel for its first U.S. paperback release. Also, the Christopher Wooden novelization of this movie was called James Bond and Moonraker. An asteroid was named after James Bond on October 5th, 1983. It was discovered by Antonin Merkos at the Czechoslovakia Klet Observatory. The name of the asteroid, the 9007 James Bond, references Bond's 007 code number MI6, and is an homage to Ian Fleming. The blast chamber for Moonraker Shuttle number 5 was actually a set which wasn't used. It was for another scene, as it included a meeting room and could be collapsed into the form of the blast chamber. This movie was partially set in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, because producer Albert R. Broccoli wanted to film the magnificent the waterfalls. I'm not going to bother to pronounce it after he had taken a trip there. Okay, Tom Mankiewicz wrote a script for this movie that was not used. Apparently, sections of it ended up in Octopussy, the Acrostar jet sequence, and the knife-throwing twins, and A View to a Kill, the Eiffel Tower sequence. Mankiewicz wrote scripts for Diamonds Are Forever, Live and Let Die, and The Man with the Golden Gun. The I can't speak. My tongue is numb. My tongue is numb. Okay. I'm going to try this again. The second consecutive James Bond movie with an unusual amount of repeated story elements. The opening sequence involves James Bond parachuting, the appearance of Jaws, a pyramid location, and Bond driving an amphibious vehicle. It was an underwater car, and The Spy Who Loved Me in a hovercraft gondola in this movie. The 11th James Bond movie in the Eon Productions film franchise, and the 4th movie, 2 stars for Roger Moore's Bond. Product placements, brand integrations, and promotional tie-ins for this movie include Bollinger Champagne, Bell Helicopters, Canon Cameras, British Airways, Marlboro Cigarettes, 7-Up Soft Drink, Last on Boat Company, Christian Dior, Seiko Watches, and particularly the Seiko M354 Memory Bank Calendar and Seiko H357 Dual Display Watches, and Air France. To build a gigantic 3-level space station set, interiors in France's Épinay Studios, the production utilized 2 tons of nails, 100 tons of metal, 220 technicians, and 10,000 feet of set construction woodwork. The final time to date that James Bond has been seen hang gliding. Roger Moore is the only actor to play James Bond hang gliding. Very popular as a new activity in the 70s. The other time was in Live and Let Die. The cost for this movie was $30 million, not nearly as much as the first 8 films combined, without taking into account inflation. The only James Bond movie to date to have 2 boat chases. There is the Gondola Gondoli chase, filmed and set in the canals of Venice, and Q's hydrofoil boat chase, the Glastron speedboat with attached hang glider, set in South America, but filmed outside of Jupiter, Florida. The first Bond girl, where the actress shares the first name with her character. Corinne Cleary played Drax employee Corinne Dufour. In earlier drafts of the script, Corinne Dufour was known as Trudy Parker, and she has that name in a novelization. Corinne Dufour was originally written to be a California Valley girl, but when the production moved to France, it necessitated the casting of a French actress. Her voice was dubbed. Ian Fleming based the villain Drax on the Jules Verne character Robert from The Clipper of the Clouds, Master of the World, and Robert the Conqueror stories. In addition, the filmmakers based Drax on a certain, let's just say, a certain leader from a certain European country in the 1930s and 40s. And there's a similarity between the look of that particular individual and that of Michael Lonsdale. Drax's plan for a master race evokes his plans for the same. The Drax name was allegedly derived from 2 possible sources by Ian Fleming. Drax was the surname of Boyd Etten, who became Sir Reginald Plunkett Ernie Earl Drax. Drax Hall Estate was a great house in northern Jamaica in which Fleming visited during one of his early trips to Orcabesa. Fleming recently saw the name on the blue notice board there. The name of Drax's butler in the movie was Cavendish. There was a cameo by Dana Broccoli, a woman at St. Mark's Square, along with family members Albert R. Broccoli and Michael G. Wilson. For the fight scene between James Bond and Jang, this movie had the largest amount of breakaway sugar glass used in a single scene. Sir Roger Moore arrived a few days late for the shoot in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, due to a kidney stone attack in France. Moore also had a renal colic attack while filming Live and Let Die. Once he arrived in Rio de Janeiro, he literally walked off the plane, went into makeup and hair, got fitted out, went back onto the plane, and was then filmed arriving in Rio de Janeiro as James Bond for this movie. It was the first movie to feature the modern space shuttle in a movie. This movie's release was supposed to coincide with the first launch of the space shuttle, but this unfortunately didn't occur until April 12, 1981, just before the release of the next James Bond movie, For Your Eyes Only, and exactly 20 years after Yuri Gagarin was the first man in space, April 12, 1961. This movie utilized the largest set ever used in France. Albert R. Broccoli, a longtime James Bond producer, as a man at St. Mark's Square wearing an untucked light blue shirt. Michael G. Wilson makes 3 cameo appearances, one as a man outside Venini Glass, St. Mark's Square, one as a man in the Canal Bridge, and while M and James Bond talk, and as one of the NASA technicians in the Central Control Room. This is the only James Bond movie where the signature pistol of Bond is not seen, be it the Walther PPK or the Walther P99. Final James Bond movie to date to feature John Barry's second signature James Bond theme, the 007 theme, and the only Sir Roger Moore movie in which it's heard. The movie was filmed on 3 continents and 4 studios across 7 countries. Despite the previous movie telling us that James Bond will return in For Your Eyes Only, producer Albert R. Broccoli chose this movie as the next installment after the success of Star Wars. According to Tom Mankiewicz, there was a scene featuring Drax meeting his co-financiers in the Amazon lair. They used the room located just below the space shuttle launch pad from which Bond and Holly later escaped. The scene was shot, but was later edited out. Stunt double and veteran skydiver Jake Lombard bore a strong resemblance to Roger Moore. That is, after he was persuaded to cut his long hair and shave off his equally long beard. This allowed many a relative close-up facial shots of Bond in freefall. As for the role of the pilot, skydiver B.J. Worth was chosen first, with Jean-Pierre Castaldi being chosen later for studio scenes due to his resemblance to Mr. Worth. The world premiere was supposed to be held in Houston, Texas. However, problems at the launch of the Space Shuttle Columbia forced a change of venue to London, England. Kate Bush was reportedly considered to sing the theme, but turned it down. Barbara Bach was originally scheduled to make a brief appearance as Anya, the character she played in The Spy Who Loved Me, but the idea was dropped only a few weeks before filming began. According to the book The Bond Files, her character was going to be the woman shown in bed with General Gogol in the scene where he moans to his British counterpart that he's having trouble sleeping. The title song was sung by Dame Shirley Bassey the last time she did show in the Bond film franchise. The other two are Goldfinger and Diamonds Are Forever. She also sang a version of Mr. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang song for Thunderball, but which was not used. To date, Bassey is the only singer to have performed a Bond title song more than once. Claude Winard was originally hired as director of photography, but had to depart because of his failing eyesight. All right. Carol Bouquet was interviewed for the female lead, but of course, obviously didn't get the part, but would eventually go on to play the female lead in For Your Eyes Only. Bond does not drive a car in this movie. He is seen, however, briefly driving a utility vehicle through some caves, the Paris mining shaft's location. The only Bond movie where James Bond is not seen driving a motor vehicle. The only Bond movie where James Bond is not seen driving a motor vehicle is You Only Live Twice. The only time Bond fires a gun in this movie is when he shoots the sniper out of the tree with Drax's shotgun. The painting that James Bond shoots with the wrist-activated dart is that of King William III of England. Interestingly, Bernard Lee portrayed William in The Black Tulip. I'm going to read a couple of more, and then I'll close it out. When Frank Sinatra was approached to sing the theme song, it was called Think of Me, and had music composed by John Barry and lyrics written by Paul Williams. After he turned it down, Barry and Hal David wrote Moonraker, and Johnny Mathis was chosen to sing it. When it was decided that it wasn't working, Barry had a chance meeting with Dame Shirley Bassey, and with the approval of producer Albert R. Broccoli, she recorded the song. When work on the film began, NASA had not yet officially finalized the design of the space shuttle. At the time of filming, the approach and landing test with the Enterprise OV-101 was completed in October of 1977, while Columbia OV-102 was under construction. Fortunately for the production designers, there were subsequently no visible changes made to the shuttle's design, making their rendering of it accurate. This also included the shuttle carrier aircraft NASA 905, which is a former Boeing 747-123 aircraft originally sold to American Airlines. The opening sequence featured the SCA with the Drax Enterprises logo on the vertical stabilizer, but retaining the American Airlines livery. The real shuttle carrier aircraft, NASA 905, has been retired after ferrying Endeavour in the late 2012, where it has become a museum display at the Space Center Houston with the Space Shuttle Explorer mounted on top in 2015. All right. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off there. There's many more. Please check out IMDb Pro for the remaining trivia. I also have a page on IMDb. Please feel free to check that out as well.
All right. Well,
the scrolls are closed.
Next week, of course, we got For Your Eyes Only.
Mm-hmm.
As our tribute and to James Bond and everything 007. I'd like to thank everybody for dropping by or having a look. And without you guys, this wouldn't be as much fun. You guys are wonderful. We appreciate you. So, as I always say, be excellent to one another. Party on, and we'll see you on the next
one. And I would like to thank everybody who joined us here today for the show, including Connie and Tim, Lady Mist, Lizzie Armstrong, JPRPH1, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, Big Al Presents. I am going to be joining Al on the 13th and the 20th for two special editions of Films with Friends. The first, of course, being Friday the 13th, the final chapter, aka They Lied. And
the one with Corey Feldman.
The one with Corey Feldman, yeah. And of course, are you going to be with us still on that one, Bill? Or?
Yeah, I should be.
Okay, cool. Okay, yeah. Bill's going to be joining us. And, of course, I will be, like I said, joining Al on the 20th, along with Soundtracks with Birdman for the 50th anniversary of Jaws. And, of course, that show will fall on the the Jaws.
Not Jaws. Yeah. Not Jaws from today's movie. Jaws, as in that big fish from the ocean.
Fishy. All right, and I would also like to thank everybody who is joining us today on.
We're gonna need a bigger boat, Captain.
X-based. Yes, gonna need a bigger boat. And thank you. And we will be, as Bill said, we will be returning next week as James Bond June continues. From HQ and our second home office in Arizona, good night. Take care, stay strong, be safe and healthy, because this is how we win.